We are already at the last part of the series that I've called Remembrance. And it was quite a ride, I can tell you that for free. If you have integrated all ceremonies before this one, your throne has been built. You will not leave this ceremony without knowing who the fuck you are and how to reclaim your throne from the inside out. Before we start, I'm not above anyone. If I teach you something, it's a byproduct of you watching me going through my own process of embodiment and integration. So you can remember your own essence through witnessing me without it being about me, because it's not about me. Take only what resonates, because you will forever be your own teacher and your own savior, except if you are a Christian. But I don't believe that, because God will steer the boat, but you must row. If you are on an ocean and there comes a shock, you can steer all you want, but if you refuse to row, you will become shark food. James 2:17, faith by itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead, so you must save yourself. I'm just here transmitting how I got out of the mess that has been handed to me before I ever knew peace. And if you are courageous enough to let your guard down, to sit in it, paddle in it, drown in it, no joke. If you're courageous enough to let your guard down and to let it in, you won't need any other self-help anymore. You won't need another 21-day challenge. You won't need another podcast. That's my promise. You will not just evolve, but you will remember who the hell you are, and you will forever be free. Because you, my love, you are a one-time cosmic event. The only version of you that will ever exist is here and now. And your existence is evidence that the world needs something that only you carry inside of you. No more searching, only remembering. Remembrance is your only way back home. So let's find the way back to your inner throne that you left to survive. With that being said, I appreciate you being in this space with me, where I become more of me so you can become more of you. Let's get into it. So let's move into some collective patterns first, because honestly, when I look into the world, I can trace almost every problem, if not every problem, back to one thing, and that is disconnection. Disconnection from the self, disconnection from the source, from our deity, which we call God. That is what I call the inner throne. It's not the false ego. It's about having a healthy, loving, and above all, honest relationship with yourself. A deep connection with your essence, your soul, and therefore God. Knowing who you are, knowing yourself as a co-creator of life. We may all exist without consent, but perspective changes everything. It's about our own willingness to keep asking the right questions and follow through, so that the art of living between the space of being and becoming becomes one lived in quality. Most people aren't lazy, they are exhausted from living in an upside down world where they give everything of themselves and it's never enough. Not for their job, not for their relationships, not for the world. Working your ass off becomes way easier when you know it serves something meaningful, something with purpose. But if you are intelligent and sensitive, you are less willing to waste your energy on bullshit. That's where disconnection starts. It's the hijack of your elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. It begins with feeling safe in this world, within your own body. But element earth is also your food, from what most of it is poison. Your energy, element fire, that gets hijacked through a distorted calendar, that disconnects you from your natural rhythm, your intuition, that hooks you into a linear timeline, that serves order instead of freedom. A disconnected human is easier to control, easier to exploit, easier to keep asleep. Element water. Water isn't water anymore. Why do we call that crap that comes out of the sink water? It's deceiving. When I have a Coke and I mix it with Bacardi, it becomes a Baco, right? Pure water is H2O. As soon as you add other chemicals, contaminants, minerals, it's no longer water. It becomes a cocktail. The same thing happens internally when it comes to element water, which represents your emotional world, which gets shut down on a daily basis so you can keep running, keep producing, keep serving someone else's throne. This doesn't just apply to people in jobs that they hate. Many self-employed people simply traded one prison for another one, while remaining spiritually unfree. Element air also gets attacked. Apart from the fact that there are not many countries left that even have clean air, it also represents your thoughts, your perspective, your intellect. And I personally also see element air as a connector, a bridge between the inner and the outer world, the seen and the unseen. Apart from all the spiritual weapons, drugs, corn, distractions, pseudo-spirituality, dogma, infiltrated religion, you only have to hijack all other elements to make sure that you will feel disconnected from the ether, from God. Rebellion, numbness, depression, addiction, even cruelty are all natural responses to oppression and disconnection. But they don't want to have that conversation. Just shut the fuck up and get in line, peasant. Exhaustion comes from living a life that was never yours to begin with. Anything that exploits your natural desires until you become dependent on it will pull you off your throne. Hedonism without awareness is false freedom because you become a slave to the desires of the flesh. But even when it's understandable, it's nothing we should ever justify because it leads to nowhere, it's empty. And you cannot sit on your throne when you keep indulging in things that pull you away from it. As long as you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, you cannot have it with others or with something else. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. It's either the false ego, the devil, Satan, the lower self, or the soul, the higher self, God. You are always serving something. Choose your master wisely. My soul feels stuck in the art of translation. It's not anger that I feel, it's frustration. All I want is to just be in a world that refuses to see me. But if I don't find within what I search for without, what is truly mine will never find me. If I let myself be knocked off my inner throne, everything that I do not want will be carved in stone. The world is screaming superficially. It's a difficult word, superficially. The world is screaming superficially. We're supposed to love people and use things, yet we are using people and love things. That is how evil infiltrates with inversion. If you spell live backwards, you get evil, meaning that everything that goes against life, against the natural order, is inversion. And inversion will always lead to chaos. Anything in this world that promises fulfillment without God is empty. Because with God, there is nothing, there is no thing, just being. We have been serving the wrong God for way too long. And it's the collective consequence that we are all paying now. There's a lot of mess to clean up. And it starts with the individual to find your way back to your inner throne and reclaim it. The undoing of the false self. Getting back in alignment. Getting back in alignment doesn't always feel good. It's not easy. Oh boy, you will get tested. You will get challenged. But it's the initiation that most people avoid. Being honest and true to the self in a system that rewards delusion feels unfair. Because it is. Sometimes this world does feel senseless. The way the system is set up to reward control, disconnection, and greed is extremely backwards. It makes you wonder, is there even such thing as righteousness within this realm? It made this world always less of a place that I wanted to live in. But as long as we are here, as long as we have time, there is something unfinished. And we must complete what we have to do. If you go, at least make sure that you go while sitting on your inner throne. That is why it's so important who you choose to be in the now, because you never know when your time is up. Especially for me, I could have been dead a long time ago. Every day is extra. The world isn't necessarily built for heartfelt and soul-deep people. It's built for people who play the game, not for those who came to change it. But you must remember, there are those who look powerful and those who really are. There are people who look like they gain the world while they lose their soul. And there are people who came to restore it from the soul. To restore from the soul is the only way you will claim the throne from the inside. And when you are on that journey, you have to trust your input, your output, the process. Just because your growth isn't directly visible doesn't mean that your roots aren't deepening. Even when it means that you have to break your old life down, that you lose everything, have to let go of everything, especially then, because that is what it takes when you are not built to scratch the itch, but to heal the infection. And when you get into alignment with the soul, it doesn't always mean direct arrival. More than often, it means initiations, challenges, loneliness, delay, silence, pain. They are all needed to sharpen your inner throne, your undoing, your becoming. Because will you still keep going? Will you still be true to the self when there's nobody to encourage you? Nobody to validate you? Will you still show up for yourself when no one sees or acknowledges you? Will you keep it moving if your external world doesn't reflect your internal truth yet? Will you keep trusting without evidence? Slow growth is protective. And when you stop fighting and return to your inner throne, everything that is truly meant for you will never miss you. When you return to your inner throne, there's no room for a battlefield anymore. From that point on, you will be using your hands not to fight with them, but to build your kingdom, the life that you actually want. So let's get into my inner space for a little while before we move on. My whole life, I've been walking around with this unbearable pain in my heart. And honestly, the pain of the world often felt way heavier than my own. A lot of people live zoomed in on their own lives, and they have every right to. But for me, that just has never really been possible. It's just that I constantly see and feel the bigger picture. It's not always easy to keep my heart open, to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, to not escape. Those are all still choices that I constantly have to make. I have struggled with almost every addiction under the sun, and I've overcame them all on my own strength. And what I've learned is this: addiction has nothing to do with being undisciplined, but it needs serious attention because it's a natural response to pain, trauma, misalignment, disconnection from the self. Overcoming addiction or substance abuse is one of the most radical acts of reclaiming your inner throne. It's the return of your clarity, your power, your self-respect. It is the recollection of your own authority. When I look back at my life, I honestly have no idea how I've managed to cope with so much things at the same time, feeling completely dead from the inside and still using every inch of willpower to make a difference until I couldn't do it anymore. If you look at my numbers from last year, which I've shared in episode 4, I would have been a millionaire by now if I would continue my business. And at this point, I'm far from it. But I never felt so free in my life because I choose the soul, and it was extremely hard because I had attached everything, my sense of freedom, my inner throne, my sense of worthiness, to an outcome. That separation and that whole process taught me something extremely essential. And that is that my value, my worthiness could not come from my achievements. It had to come from within. And that process was extremely brutal. It was one of the hardest periods of my life. And I've been going through some Yep. It was layered with everything happening at once. The ending of a very long relationship, ending of friendships, endlessly letting go, loss. I didn't just let go of money and thousands upon thousands in investments. I let go of the years that I paid with my soul to keep everything running. Everything that I had tied to my worth, to my freedom, to my identity. It was one of the deepest confrontations with all of my fears. I will get there again, but this time it must be built from the soul. And I don't care about being rich for the sake of being rich, but it is a part of creating multi-dimensional wealth. And I care about my capacity and my ability to make a difference. I've seen most things. Everything fades, everything gets old. The only thing that truly matters is what's left when there's nothing external to validate you. That is where the inner throne becomes indestructible. It's a grounding within the self that can never be taken away. And for me, there's only one way to get there. I want to leave this world sitting on my throne that is made out of love, justice, righteousness, soul. Because where your throne is built from, and eventually your kingdom, it matters deeply. Every penny, every dime that is earned through misalignment, harm, greed, or disconnection stays energetically attached to you. It's not clean. I've seen it up close. Money, cars, almost nothing is what it looks like. If your throne smells like decay, you are not a king or a queen. You are a scavenger, a special kind of scavenger, a scavenger with obese. Greed makes you rich for a moment and empty forever. Rather sleep with a clean conscience. So in the midst of walking away from it all, losing it all, having to let go of so many things, I took my bags and traveled on my own through Asia for almost a year. And that is where I found my way back to my inner throne. And I had absolutely no reason to, but it was the most free I ever felt in my life. All while I was putting myself in a very scary position with having business expenses of thousands and thousands a month, having to stop the income stream. And I kept paying people that worked for me. But I had made my decision. Everything had to be built from the soul. No matter what it cost me, even if it would cost me everything. My biggest lesson is that the only real failure is what you keep holding on to, even when your soul is slowly dying because you refuse to listen to it. And when I let go, my soul could finally breathe. because I couldn't unsee who I am anymore. I'm not here to just build success. I'm here to be a mirror, so sharp, so clean, that it reflects back to people who they really are. Not who they learn to be to survive a world that they never agreed to. And that kind of mirror cannot be built on distortion. Clarity and distortion cannot go together. And if you choose that path, and for many people it's not even a decision, it's the only way, life will strip away everything that isn't beneficial to that path. Money, old identities, relationships that are built on dishonesty and control, everything that isn't truly yours will get stripped away to protect what has to come through. And that takes time. And as a result, others may be building faster at this moment, but I build at the speed of depth. And the biggest lesson is that suffering is inherently connected to life, but meaning is a choice. The blessing doesn't come after the suffering. The blessing is who you become when God is silent and you still choose the soul. That is what it means to sit on your throne long before the kingdom arrives. The thing is, if you keep searching something outside of yourself, you will never find it within. If you don't find your inner throne, you will always end up serving someone else who is sitting on it. The creators, the doers, the boss that you don't like. You will pour your life force into building their kingdom because you haven't claimed your own. Or from a place where you really claimed your own, you can become a part of a kingdom that you really believe in. It's only when you have found your way back to your own inner throne that you can start building your kingdom. Or help building a kingdom that you actually care about. And doing it clean says everything, even if it looks good from the outside. The money, the cars, the image, it's like spraying perfume on shit. Eventually the smell will come through. Don't get distracted. Almost nothing is what it looks like online. If you would know what most people do to look successful and rich versus who they truly are when no one is watching, you would be shocked. You don't know what you don't know. That's why you must stay focused. Follow your heart and trust your process, your own process. Your throne, your kingdom, built from the soul and integrity, is the most respected and powerful thing you can ever do. Not just for yourself, but for the world. The energy and the frequency that you will emit will become undeniable. And from that place, you will receive everything that is truly meant for you. And the best thing is that none of it will ever define you, but the enormous quantity of self-love and self-respect that you have built inside of you. And it can never be taken away. It will forever be yours. We must stop finding it impressive how much money someone has. How did you get it and how do you use it? Just having it is not a flex. Is your wealth a reflection of your greed or a reflection of how many people you've helped? Because just having money means that you have mastered one earthly area. What about the rest? What are your values? How do you treat people around you? How do you treat loved ones? Do people feel seen and safe in your presence? How do you contribute to the world? And we will get into this later. We must be honest with ourselves. But don't think you don't work hard just because your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. Because the most rewarding work is the unraveling of everything that isn't truly you. And it is the hardest work that most people avoid. But the good thing is that it won't feel like hard work forever. Once you come out on the other side and you have clarity, you build momentum. Once you build momentum, the work starts to work for you. That is how you shift into working smart, knowing exactly who you are, what you are here for, mix that up with being business savvy, and build systems that supports your unique genius. This world needs the power back into the right hands. But the people who are meant to change the world often block themselves from the tools to do it. And yes, money is one of those tools. Stop glorifying going against the self. Stop glorifying burnout, hustle culture. If working yourself to death would be the only solution to live a life in abundance, donkeys would be running the farm. Okay? I took a little break. I bought myself flowers. You can either buy yourself flowers or wait until you die. No, but luckily I've had some amazing flowers in my life. But I love flowers. Is that weird? I always think it's weird if people don't like flowers. How can you not like flowers? But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to the shift. First of all, the past doesn't define you. It only defines you if you let it. The past doesn't disqualify you from a better future. You can always reclaim your inner throne. I've made some stupid decisions in my life. And then you start to realize that most of it isn't even your fault. And for all that's left, you take full responsibility. Clean it out. All that matters is who you choose to be now, regardless of the past. Honor past versions of yourself as the teachers that you needed. Welcome emotional waves and old memories without abandoning your inner throne. It's okay to feel low, to feel doubt, to feel fear, as long as you remember that doubt and fear do not come from the heart space. Let them be an invitation to reconnect to your heart, to your inner throne, to the truth of who you are. It's not easy, but it's worth it. You are allowed to feel everything. You are allowed to feel disappointed, to feel unseen, to feel lonely, to feel vulnerable. Because when you walk this path, there's going to be a long time that nobody gives a fuck about you. That's why you have to return to your inner throne. If nobody sees you, see yourself. Allow yourself to feel everything and then return. Home is always within the self. Your essence is your throne. No one can take it away from you. It's always been yours. You just have to sit on it and never ever leave it again. You are the lighthouse in your own existence. Lighthouses don't move. They don't go out of their own way to look for ships in storms. They stand firm in who they are. They emit and they trust that those who need the light will find it. Trust not in the world's response to you, but in the truth of who you are. So how do we start living it instead of just saying it? So if you want to change not who you are, but your way of being, you must know that your old identity is a living entity. It's a fully wired, breathing, energetic system of beliefs, behaviors, and expectations, created to keep you safe. And you gave it life with your consciousness, your focus. Everything that lives fights to stay alive. It's programmed that way. So if it can get you to question your progress, to obsess over evidence, to believe that nothing is changing, it keeps you stuck in the frequency of the past. Manifestation and creation mirrors frequency, not potential, the things that you want or desire. Conscious manifestation is the result of being in deep alignment, of deep devotion to your path. And that gives you the only thing that you need, conviction. Not just belief, but conviction that you deserve the things that you ask for and that it's already yours. Because serving God, your higher self, means sitting on your throne even when the world doesn't reflect back that you are a king or a queen. You must believe that you are. Move like you are, love like you are, give like you are, and from that space, everything that's truly meant for you will always find you. My soul feels stuck in the art of translation. It's not anger that I feel, but frustration. If I don't find within what I'm seeking without, I will forever block my soul-aligned manifestations. I kid you not, this came to me in a dream. My soul feels stuck in the art of translation. It's not anger that I feel, it's frustration. You must know that your brain is wired for predictability over possibility. It rather stays in a familiar hell than risk an unknown heaven. That's what's tricking you. Every time you choose your future self in the presence of doubt, you dissolve the old identity's power. So stop asking yourself, why do I feel self-doubt? But ask yourself, why do I keep giving it the mic? Why do I keep giving it power? Why do I keep giving it a voice? It is a consistent practice of denying what you do not want, choosing what you do want, and move as the version of you that already has it. You have to respond from the throne. You need to respond from your throne. Go sit on that throne. Before you move, respond, make decisions, speak. That is the difference between kneeling for circumstances and sitting on your own throne. Now let's get into the whole manifestation trap. Because manifestation isn't just about desire. That's the foundation, not the full structure. Most teachings are incomplete. If you want full spectrum manifestation, soul, nervous system, divine orchestration, higher calling, you need more than just mindset. You need nervous system regulation, energetic integration and embodiment. Your body has to feel safe holding the truth. Your field has to be capable to hold everything that you are calling in. Aligned action must flow from the soul, not from hustle. Most teachings skip the in-between, the void. They skip divine timing. A lot of information out there is so rooted in the mechanics of manifestation that it completely skips the space between internal alignment and external manifestation. We cannot go past soul contracts and divine interference. Some desires are not denied because you have a lack of manifestation skills, but because they are not in alignment with your essence. And for many, many people who are walking a soul assignment, this matters deeply. You cannot build a castle on quicksand. Then you end up with having the blueprint, but if your system and your energetic field isn't sealed, you are not able to hold the thing that you want. That's why so many people know the truth, or at least a form of the truth, but they don't see any results. Because the architecture is there, but the insulation is missing. Real manifestation and conscious creation isn't just about belief. It's about energetic congruence, emotional safety, a clean field, deep embodiment, showing up for yourself, showing up in your truth. Showing up in your truth. Most people hold themselves back out of shame, embarrassment, not having enough trust in the self. Embarrassment is an underexplored emotion and underappreciated. You have to be able to make a complete fool out of yourself. Ironically, the more you are willing to look foolish, the less foolish you are. I filmed this whole series as an amateur. On my phone, constant interruptions, everything went wrong. In episode 3, my teeth looked yellow and green because of bad lighting, but I pushed through anyway. Because killing the fake little pathetic ego that wants to look like it has it all together, that's the path. And I choose to do it this way because of many reasons, but above all, because it's real, it's raw expression. And honestly, I'm getting tired of everything and everyone looking the same, doing the same. Because it looks professional and everyone thinks that that is the only way that people will take them seriously. And of course you want to evolve and expand, but if no one wants to show the messy middle, we miss an extremely important part of what it takes to get things moving. And all that it takes is you and some balls, okay? When I see people just being themselves, I think it's cute. That are the moments that I actually love humans. I'm like, look at this one doing its thing. It's cute. Because it's not easy to just be yourself in this world, unfortunately. I think more important than just looking good is being real. Because if you are able to alchemize your pain, your suffering, your being into something that serves something greater, that is healing in and of itself. That is what matters. And you have to sit on your fucking throne to see the bigger picture. Because as much as you are a little fart in this vast Listen, the fart jokes are getting out of hand. Such a child. Again, as much as you are a speck in this vast ecosystem, what you do and who you are matters deeply. The way you treat people, the way you look at others, that one condescending look towards someone that you think is beneath you can install pain into 10 generations. Your existence matters. Stop underestimating it. The way we show up for the world is either healing or harming, and it's our job to take responsibility. Don't underestimate your value ever again. It's your job to stop being blind to your gifts, to see what makes you different and turn it into deep fulfillment so it turns into a gift that keeps on giving to you and to the world. It is about your devotion. It's about being so much in your being that you cannot help but doing in the area that lights you up. Value is relative, and depending on where it's offered and needed, you just have to find your place, devote to something higher. Don't wait for the outside to validate your inside. That's your job. Trust your inner knowing. Don't listen and don't let yourself be held back by people that are hiding behind credentials, who they sat with, where they followed courses. None of it invalidates or overrides your life experience, your truth, your soul-earned wisdom. Just know when to step forward and when to listen. Stay open. Credentials aren't a problem. Attachment to credentials as proof of your worth or your truth is. If you are sharp, you can feel the difference between soul-earned wisdom and borrowed language. There's a difference, and most of the real leaders I came across don't even want attention. They have earned their wisdom through the fire of deep integration and embodiment, not in a weekend retreat or spiritual certification. So if you step forward and you are afraid of making mistakes or anything else, and you are afraid of people calling it out, just know that people that really did the work, that really know who they are, will never do that. Ever. Not in the way that you often see online and hiding behind the mask of integrity, while leeching onto others for views. I see this too much, and it holds a lot of people back from stepping forward. It's okay to make mistakes. And we must stop idolizing people with money or status, image, if you don't know anything about their personal lives. Money only has value because we all agree that it does. It's an air bubble that keeps millions of souls trapped. But it's part of the game. So you must have your own. So you can worry about the things that are left when you have more than enough of it. And so that you don't get impressed by every random person that flashes some wealth. You have to position yourself in a way that you can say, is that all you got? Because getting robbed from your time, from your freedom in any kind of way, being dependent, especially in relationships, is not the move. It's not of this time. It's from before war. Don't you ever wait to be saved by someone else, by a rich man or a figure of status. Have your own identity, your own ambitions, your own dreams, and above all, create your own safety. That is the foundation of your whole existence. And those who are bragging or complaining about paying everything are often the ones that have nothing else to offer. And as soon as you stop feeding their ego, they will leave you with nothing. Don't you ever sell your soul for someone else's kingdom. Ever. People in those kind of situations fool themselves into believing that they are well off because they don't pay bills. But only the sun goes up for free. They pay with their mental health, their soul, their body, their potential, their peace and deep fulfillment. And please be aware of those who use spiritual lingo and word salads to bypass talking about tantric practice when it's just lust, talking about non-attachment when it's just non-commitment, avoiding accountability by calling commitment ego control, and calling normal biological safety mechanisms like jealousy low vibrational. Being overly absurdly impressed, having absolutely no boundaries when it comes to coming across random ass people. That's what they call energetic alignment. Wegwezen, kom nou. Thinking with your genitals is so unattractive. Needing to get into every hole to feel whole. Ew. People that are ruled by lust are the weakest in existence. Unintegrated, disrespectful, and it's just way too easy. Way too easy. We do not listen to what someone says. We ask ourselves, if the person could not talk, would I still feel loved? Does the person genuinely try to understand me with action? You cannot love something that you do not understand, period. If there's no willingness to understand, we have nothing to build from. We do not go into discussion with our soul. We do not try to outthink our heart's intelligence. We listen to it. If you sit on your throne, you will never ever accept anything less than a person that makes your world a better place to live in, especially when you have already done it for yourself. And I most certainly do not only mean financially. That's the bare minimum. Sitting on your throne also means emotional independence. Doing the work after a breakup. Keeping our energy clean. Not jumping into the next distraction because we have an itch and we are afraid of silence. We welcome empty space. We reflect. We clean our field emotionally, spiritually, mentally. That I even have to say this. We don't sleep around having all kind of energies attached to us, leading with promiscuity, but expecting quality. No, hell no. Control, composure. I don't care what people say. Body count counts. And I get it, some people were younger and they had their little slut face and whatever. I didn't, but I definitely had some boundaries crossed when I was younger and drunk, whatever. But if you are still collecting after a certain age, you have to grow up. That's not from God. Who saw this guy? Who saw this guy? I don't know his name, but he was acting, I think it's a comedian, he was acting like he was talking to religious people and he was like, I've been thinking for myself, no, 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 that's not from God. That's demonic. That's demonic. Yeah, but I was using my God-given brain. No, 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 that's not from God. That's demonic. That must be then demons. If you want to sit on a throne, you have to start acting as if your body is the temple where that throne is built from. Because it is. You are a conservative in the streets, but a liberal in the sheets, baby. That's right. Oh, okay. It's getting late. Getting late. Who's that? It's getting late. Okay, serious. But above all, you understand that you have to become the quality first. You keep your energetics clean. You show yourself, the universe, God, I am no match to anything less than top-notch quality. Excellence. We do not step off our throne to make others feel comfortable in their fuck. Fuck no. We don't spiral back into dynamics where we are the only ones that oversee, overhold, and overthink everything while others are drifting in and out of connection based on their emotional state without considering ours. No. Absolutely the fuck not. No ifs, ands, and buts at all. People don't have to like you, but what they are going to do is respect you because you respect yourself. Things get out of hand real quick when you slip out with checking people the first time they pull some crap. We have no time to play at all. All the bullshit that people do is intentional. We are grown-ups now. Never beg, never chase, and never miss someone that knows where to find you. Period. We definitely don't wait for others to validate our value. Just like we are not waiting for the universe to give us a sign, because we know that the universe is waiting for us to claim our fucking crown from a place of self-trust, inner guidance, and inner authority. There's no out there, it's all in me. I own my inner space, I choose to see. So what happens if we finally let go, but it still feels like we are suffering or going through things? You must know that suffering doesn't always equal punishment. Sometimes it's simply a consequence calling you back into alignment. But more than anything, it's a catalyst for awakening, for evolution. And it doesn't feel comfortable, like at all. But it is useful. God does not make mistakes. God is a God of harmony, not just morals. The positive and the negative exist to create wholeness. Your only task is to learn how to ride the waves of existence without losing yourself, without abandoning yourself. The whole formula that we made up of be good and get rewarded doesn't always play out in this lifetime. Having faith is not about getting answers. It is about trusting the mystery of life. And a real relationship with God includes polarity, questioning, and a kind of surrender that doesn't mean to lose yourself, but to remember yourself deeper. If you have been asking yourself, why is this happening? I've done everything right. It's because true faith remains after there's nothing else to hang on to. When you have lost everything and there's nothing to return to but your own inner space, your own home, your own throne, that is where you will find God. You will learn that even if you feel like you are losing everything, your connection to Source, all there is, was never gone. It simply asks you to be reborn in another form. The teacher goes silent during the assignment. After you have made the decision for yourself and you keep taking aligned action, you must stop asking what is wrong. And you must believe that everything is done with the utmost precision. I have difficulties with this word, precision. You do not beg for proof or evidence, because that goes against everything that you have already claimed to be true. Let your emotions and feelings pass through whenever needed, but you do not make them your identity. That must be then demons. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Because it does. Call your power back from the future. Don't wait for things to change before you feel safe, worthy, enough. Feel it now. Because you are already all of that. When you have made the decision for yourself, I'm not going back to the old me, I'm not going back to my old world. Now the question becomes, can you hold that frequency, even if nothing outside of you reflects it back yet? Can you embody self-leadership? Will you keep showing up as the person that you want to be, even if your bank account and the world around you doesn't reflect it back yet? That is the invitation, to sit on your throne before the crown arrives. That is the initiation into spiritual sovereignty. God is love, God is truth. To serve God is to serve the truth. They are inseparable. Truth is the divine current that cuts through illusion, fear, ego. And when you live it, speak it, be it, choose it, even when it's uncomfortable, you align with the highest force there is. That's your throne. And from that throne, you don't just speak the truth, you become it. Let go of all fear and illusion. Speak what is real, even if the mind resists. But we must not confuse the truth with unprocessed anger. Speaking the truth is not leaking resentment or judging others while avoiding our own shadows. But let it be clear, we are also not blind love and light warriors. We are not stupid. We are fully developed frontal lobe individuals, okay? We do not let ourselves be held back by people that are experiencing discomfort because they are witnessing someone being free while they are still a prisoner of their own mind. Most of the time, people project their own imprisonment onto your freedom. That's not for you to deal with. We do not let ourselves be held back by perfectionism because we know that perfectionism is energetically tied to a fear of being seen in process. It's the idea that if people see me in my imperfections, they will reject the parts of me that are messy. But the only way to fix that is to stop projecting the self. You do not come off your throne just because others cannot meet you in your full light without feeling small in theirs. It's not about superiority, it's about energetic standards. You don't have to be perfect, you have to be true to you first. It's about your soul, it's about your truth. You're not here to be some kind of polished, molded product of something or someone else. You are here to be a living frequency. You give your world, your life, color with the way you speak about it. You can say, I have a big nose, or you can say, I have a unique nose. It's different, and I honor myself exactly as I am. And most people don't do that. They go to the doctor. That alone can make you stand out from the crowd. The perspective that you choose to hold in any given area changes the complete energetic structure, the energetic weight. When you deal with intrusive thoughts, which we all have, fear, doubt, judgment, that must be then demons. Stop asking if they are true. Ask if they are helpful. Think like this: the version of you that sits on the throne has all those same thoughts. Self-doubt, fear, judgment, anything, but handles them differently. The version of you that sits on the throne hears all those things, self-doubt, judgment, fear, and simply says, "Thank you for protecting me, but I don't need that anymore." Replace the thoughts with a perspective that builds you up. There's always two ways to look at one thing. And it will take some practice before it becomes second nature, because you are rewiring the brain. If you are consistent, you will create new neuron paths. See, you don't just break patterns, you have to lay new ones. It's like a path, an overgrown path within the forest. At first, it's overgrown, it's very hard to get through. You will want to go back to the old path. But every time you walk, it becomes easier, and eventually it becomes your new way. If you are here, you are carrying memory of what this world's supposed to be like, of what a world where love gets fused with power could look like. That exact memory is what makes this world feel unbearable sometimes, but it's also why you are here to change it. Just know and remember this: depth and integrity grows in silence before it ever grows above the ground. When you are planting oaks in a world that rewards sprouts, you need a little bit more patience. But it also means that you are building something that doesn't get blown away with the wind when shit gets real. And when you are tired, when you are really getting tired, you have to remind yourself that you are simply at a point where most people give up, right before everything falls into place. Slow growth is sacred, it's protective, honor it, because it doesn't take anything away from your value, it preserves it. So let go, surrender, but also get serious about what's yours. Because this world doesn't always give you what you deserve. It gives you what you think you deserve and what you claim with self-trust, with self-worth, with devotion. I took a break and I fell in sleep. So if I look a little bit different, leave me alone, okay? Because I am, we have to be very careful what we say after I am. But it is what it is. I am exhausted. I feel exhausted. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the combination of the end of the year and the winter. But I need to rest. And it's funny because in the beginning I was like, whoa, this is the first time that it feels aligned to be here in the winter. And normally I escape the cold because I hate the cold, but now everything, and it was very needed for the process. But I'm so over it. I'm done with it. I don't like cold at all. But we listen to what is needed. We don't stop. We learn how to rest and we return to our throne. So here I am. Let's move on. And it's interesting because all in a sudden I felt like I needed to add a part that I wouldn't have added before. Because many people say this, but trauma doesn't get stored in specific body parts, like your hips or your hair. It's just that specific body parts become a representation of where unprocessed emotion or energetic imprints blocked or disrupted your natural flow. It is that the body starts to reflect and express that in the areas that are most connected to that specific theme. Healing happens when we restore the natural flow within the whole system. For example, there are many ancient belief systems that hair carries energy. Of course, hair can hold symbolic and ancestral meaning. I believe, especially in ceremonial context, that is why so many people have all kinds of beliefs around it. But it only matters as much you believe it does. Cutting your hair isn't needed to change the course of your life. Just like removing your hip won't fix the trauma that you have experienced. See, my hair has been with me through a lot of processes. And throughout the year, I have been cutting it naturally a little bit because my neck wasn't having it. And you have to listen to the body first. My biggest transformations I've had with my hair. And therefore, I see my hair as my superpower. See? It's how I see it. And I will probably cut it one day, but it won't be because I believe there's negative energy attached to it. It's the belief that people hold. If you believe that cutting your hair marks some kind of identity shift, it will feel like an energetic release. And it will symbolize a rebirth of some sort. It is what belief and emotion you are assigning to the act. It's all you, boo. It matters as much you believe it does. And I say all that to say this. I never ever could find answers within the normal structure. And it made me feel that I was doing something wrong. I deeply respect all traditions and ancestral wisdom, but people nowadays will just be doing stuff without asking questions. And because that is the baseline of society today, it took me a while to get some answers, like damn. People often tend to overcomplicate things. I like to make things simple. So I found the formula, at least for myself. So I might as well share it with you. Whether it's meditation, witchcraft, manifestation, prayers, the shortcut is that it's all focused presence, plus awareness, plus belief, plus energetic transmission, frequency, plus embodiment. That's it. Every single tool, scripting, altars, meditation, tarot, they are all optional tools to amplify or direct your conscious attention and inner power. They can all be a way of anchoring yourself into a specific frequency or a state of very strong belief. The way to anchor the unseen into the seen. To bring your invisible intention into form. They are all physical reminders of energetic possibility or energetic truth. But the truth doesn't live in a tool, it lives in you, and it's always available, with or without it. The thing itself doesn't create the power. It creates a gateway for the mind and the body to access what is already inside. Embodiment and integration, that is what it's about. It is about your ability to hold your way of being, to hold the new frequency that matches the things that you actually desire. That is the throne. That is why there are certain people that use those things as actual portals, and there are a lot of people that use them as pure distraction. Same when it comes to things like meditation. In ascension, it's just detachment from thoughts, plus returning to awareness, plus energetic coherence. You can get that from walking in the park, dancing, staring at flowers. Just zip it and be still. Meditation is just one out of 1,000 ways of returning to stillness, of returning to your inner throne. All you must be focused on is consistently accessing and stabilizing the truth that your way of being, your inner space, creates your outer world. You have to live that understanding, you have to live that knowing, not just visit it when you need something. It's not about adding more, it's about removing everything and anything that's in the way of realizing who you already are. It is about consistently stabilizing your way of being, the way you vibrate, your new frequency. And simultaneously, you have to stop entertaining the old one. Stop chasing the version of you that has what you want, and start being the version of you that no longer needs to chase it. That is where everything changes. Everything else is just a lens to remind you of that reality. Practices are beautiful. I have my own. But they are not the source. You are the source. What that matters is conscious and deep connection to the self, your inner throne. So the invitation is to become so rooted in lived philosophy that your reality has no other choice than to reflect the full magnitude of who you are. This is the time to integrate, to take everything that you have learned throughout your whole life, to anchor it, and to weave it through your whole existence in order to create soul-led, multidimensional wealth. To turn things that you only dreamed about into things actually achieved. To leave this place emptied of all your gifts, all your talents, all your potential, and full of your magic, your love. You are so needed. I invite you to see every form of self-doubt from now on as a signal. And you only give it one meaning, and that is that your old life, your old identity, the entity that you gave life is panicking because it wants to stay alive. When things are coming to your mind, wanting to pull you back in your old way of being, you just notice it, name it, without feeding it. You listen to it, you acknowledge it. Name it for what it is, but you don't agree with it. We say, I see you, but I don't live from that place anymore. We don't argue with that voice. Focus only on anchoring yourself back into your new identity, not on the direct outcome. Self-doubt or negative self-talk only has power over you when you agree with the narrative that it presents. You just keep claiming who you already are. When you claim who you already are, everything outside of it loses its power. You don't ask, am I getting closer? You say, this is who I am now. Knowing that reality is just catching up. It takes time, chula. You know that everything is coming your way, even if you experience delay. Naga? Only people that have been to Thailand will understand this. Naga? You must know that you are irreplaceable. Your life story, your past, your mistakes are not a disqualification. They are your authority. Trauma is not what keeps you stuck, but the fact that you keep identifying with it. Your trauma holds the key to your gifts. Go deep. To heal yourself is to allow yourself to experience the opposite of what you have been experiencing. You hold the key. Naga? All the suffering that you have been going through, all the pain, invites you to create a container where that pain and suffering can exist outside of you, so it turns into medicine, not only for yourself, but also for others. If you don't transmute it, it will rot inside of you. Find a way to create. Get to play. Find a way and a tool to translate your essence. It doesn't matter what it is your journey. But it is important to create a space to nourish your inner space. Top priority. As soon as you see that energy moving into things, you will be remembered as the creator as you are. Serve others by serving yourself first. That's it. Becoming visible in all that you are is alignment with the truth of who you are. Don't wait for the world. Remember who you are and what you are capable of. Your throne is not a prize you win, it's a position you take. You will break through every resistance as soon as you choose alignment over approval, devotion over avoidance, and embodiment over just collecting knowledge. While doing that, you are allowed to become extremely rich in the broader sense of the word. Just make sure it's your soul that signs the check, chula. Make sure it serves the mission instead of the false ego. That's demonic. That must be then demons. You have to build resilience, become stronger. Everything is hard. Choose your heart. Staying stagnant is slowly dying. Everything moves forward. so it puts you back in time. Eventually, the crown isn't given to people who are ready. It's given to people who stop asking if they are. For those who are creating movement despite the challenges. That's my stomach. Sometimes the universe, God, holds back the mirrors until you no longer need them to believe who you are and what you are made of. It's time to decide. Do you become a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future? Because true leadership, self-leadership, isn't found in readiness. It's found in the ones who stop asking for permission to go out and to take and create what was theirs all alone. It's about making a conscious commitment, a cost not paid in money but in presence, a continuous choice to inhabit the truth of who you are. Embodiment is a rental paid in the current of integrated awareness. And on that journey, we do not get tested like many people say. I don't believe that. I believe that we are getting shaped and initiated into having faith in something that is bigger than us. And don't forget to pray. Say, "Dear Daddy God." This is also from a comedian online. Why they be mocking the shit out of people? It's not that serious, but it's funny though. Dear Daddy God. But jokes aside, praying is not begging God for the things that you lack. It is aligning with the truth that it already exists. Mark 11:24. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you already received it and it will be yours. Trust isn't a feeling, it's a choice that you make each day, even when the evidence hasn't arrived yet. And know this, you can shift entire timelines, not only for yourself, but for the collective, with just your way of being. It's not small. If you heal, thousands of others heal. If you stay stuck, thousands of others stay stuck. To claim your throne before your kingdom arrives in form. That's the invitation. So as per usual, let's move into the questions. Because it's time to get ferociously honest. I'm learning new words. What do you think? Is it something? Ferociously honest. I like it. I think it suits in this sentence. It's time to get ferociously honest about the gap between your inner knowing, your inner space, and your outer evidence. To bring that tension into the light and ask it the right questions. So write them down for yourself. Answer them with your soul, not with the mind. Serious. Composure. Question 1. What part of you still believes you have to suffer to prove that you are worthy of the things that you desire? What part of you still believes that you have to suffer to prove that you are worthy of the things that you desire? Question 2. What is one truth that you have been keeping to yourself, waiting for permission to live it out loud, even though your soul already knows it's time? What is one truth you have been keeping to yourself, waiting for permission to live out loud, even though your soul already knows it's time? Question 3. What is the cost of continuing to betray the person that you know you came here to be? What is the cost of continuing to betray the person that you know you came here to be? I invite you to go deep. So my last words to close this off, to close this entire series off, actually, it was a journey. Despite all the suffering in the world, we must keep doing our best to invite beauty into our life. because luckily there's still enough of it. But sometimes we are the ones that have to pull it towards us. And sometimes we are the ones that have to create it. Creation is so refined. God is so magnificent. All I see is characters and roles playing out. Everyone plays a part. I can see everyone. I can see the soul and the whole structure behind it. It's so interesting. And for most people, this still sounds very woo-woo, but at the least we should all look at the world, at the collective, with genuine interest, curiosity and compassion. So we keep putting ourselves in a position where we can keep learning more about the self, where we can see more clearly. The only divide that we should accept is insanity versus sanity. For the rest, we are in no position to force our limited understanding of life upon others, to change others. We are all dumped on a floating rock trying to figure it out. We all know what we know until we know better, and that's where we have to do better, become better, be better. That is where the problem is, knowing better but refusing to do better. Be less hard on yourself. Let things that are so unimportant go. Things like your social status, your age. As long as you are here, you matter deeply. As long as you are here, there's no expiration date on a human. As long as you have time within this realm, on this earth, everything is possible. Don't take that away from yourself with stories written by others. We all have unique journeys. We just have to hone in on them. You are so valued, so beautiful, so magnificent. The world needs you exactly as you are. The world needs your contribution. Your story can illuminate thousands of others. Your voice, you just being you, your story can illuminate others. It's never ever too late to be exactly who you are. As soon as you stop seeing yourself as a victim of the journey, you start recognizing yourself as a witness of your evolution, your becoming. Sometimes we are held back from quick successes to protect the integrity of our soul. Have faith. If your life or work had exploded overnight, you might have been tempted to mold yourself within the distorted structure of the world. There are a lot of souls that agreed to a contract that said, when I step into this realm, I will go to the depths of the darkness so I can learn how to carry light, because that is what the world needs. Your soul said, I will go in and forget who I am so I can find the way back to my inner throne, to wear my crown with real and deserved power. Power that started from the inside first, so it becomes power that serves God. That is what the world needs. We have more than enough of all that other bullshit. So take your place within this world, because all other places are already taken. Own your uniqueness. It has been given to you with a reason, a specific one at that. There are things on this earth that only you can do, and it's up to you to figure out what those things are. It doesn't have to be a major, big mission or anything, and you do not have to choose between success and the soul. Things that appear small can be huge, and the other way around. Be the best baker, be the best parent, the best artist, the best auntie. As long as it sets your soul on fire, as long as you feel home within your being. There's no time to waste. Now sit on your fucking throne today. And not to look down from it, but you definitely do not come off it, because others don't know how to meet you in your full light without feeling small in theirs. Absolutely the fuck not. And be aware, sitting on a real throne isn't passive. It comes with action and responsibility. You don't just sit on it, you broadcast from it. Use your voice. Your voice isn't just for self-expression. It is structural repair. When you use your voice while you sit on your throne, you are actively correcting distortion. You are actively rewriting stories and frequency on behalf of all the ones that were silenced before you. And that's not a small thing. So don't expect it to be easy, accept it to be harder, so you can brace yourself with the courage to follow through when life and sitting firm on your throne asks a little more of you. There's no need for searching, only remembering. Home is your throne that you left to survive in this world. Remembrance is your only way home, and it's time to come back home. With that being said, this whole journey unexpectedly healed something within me, and I hope it gave you some tools that you can use to heal yourself. So thank you for witnessing me in this container. I'm so thankful for sharing this space with you, where I become more of me, so you can become more of you. To connect with you, I would appreciate it if you would leave your biggest takeaway in the comments or respond with a crown emoji to claim your throne. Now you sit on it. Okay, that sounds a little bit. Sit on your throne and don't you dare to ever step off it. That's it for now. Ik ga het hierbij laten. If you didn't see the other parts yet, you know what to do. Go free yourself, save yourself, and enjoy yourself, because I'm never doing this again. Say, I owe and honor my inner space. From now on, I only respond to life from my throne, and I carry myself with grace. Ciao. Ciao!
You are all there is, all there was, all there will be, infinity. You are all there is, all there was, all there will be, infinity. Hiya, hove, hiya, yeah.
Don't expect it to be easy, accept it to be harder, so you can brace yourself with the courage to follow through when life and sitting firm on your throne asks a little more of you.